how's it going? This is Travel Chronicles, I believe chapter 7 or so. This is the third week of the quarantine in Ohio, parts of the U.S. Right now, we're looking at like over 120-some thousand cases, maybe closer to 130,000, 140. I didn't look today or the end of yesterday. I know it's a lot. We're well ahead of second place Italy, but total wise, 130,000. It was 150,000 people out of 330 million. It's not that high of a percentage, but the danger of this virus is that within a 14-day period, the infected number goes up by like 250 or something. Each person's been infected another 250 people. So that's where the risk is. I think the U.S. has done a decent job of mitigating it, but this is going to really... But we've shut everything down. Like all small businesses are going to be in trouble. I think the major corporations are going to be okay. But if you're not, huge or had a gigantic war chest, you're going to be in trouble. And I'm not sure what the answer is on the other side of this. I think we're in uncharted waters, especially for a lot of people. I can see things being very difficult at first in the job market to get back in, because companies are going to have hiring freezes. They're not going to want to expand until they see what happens to their business. As long as the business can support the hiring, then they'll do it. They're not just going to hire people to do stuff and work without knowing if they're going to have the work. So I worked from home the last 2 days, Friday and Monday. It's different. I try to isolate myself as best I can, but it's hard to be a process engineer and not be anywhere near a process. You know what I mean? It's a difficult job to do. Try a lot of jobs on. There's not many jobs you can just you can phone in. But I'm not sure where it's going to end. They pushed the date back now to the end of April for the social distancing in the United States, what that's worth. Schools they're going to be closed into May. Are they going to come back for 2 or 3 weeks out of a 9-week period? I would tend to doubt it. I don't think this is the new normal by any means going forward. I think we'll, definitely establish a break point. Just we haven't been here before, so we don't know where the break is. We don't know when to stop. New cases per day are around 19,000 or so. I figure by the time we peak, it'll be about 25 to 30,000 cases a day throughout the U.S. Right now, everything's concentrated in New York, New Jersey, and if you look at it, New York, the entire state's got about 20 million people. Most of them are probably in New York City. So they've had over 60,000 cases, I think, just there. You look at China had 80,000 total. Now, obviously the outbreak started there. They've had experience with other H1N1. First time SARS was around, they had experience with it. So, I would give them, the benefit of the doubt from a treatment standpoint or a quarantining, that they would have a little bit of an advantage. Are they so much better to the point where only 80,000 people have had cases? Basically not showing hardly any now. Doesn't make any sense. of undiagnosed cases out there. I get that. But you can only include in the number of what you know. And what we know, based on who's getting tested, who's getting treated, it's around 10%. Benefit the United States to get more people tested. I think part of the numbers that you're seeing now is just the increase in availability to test, the ability to test, and those numbers are coming back. So if you can test more people, it's going to show. I'm not 100% sure that it wasn't here before, but some of the symptoms maybe don't line up directly with what I had. I don't know. I don't know. It seems pretty serious. The way they're taking it is like this is the first pass. This isn't the second pass. So that's all you can do. It's just treat it like you haven't had it. Only go out when you need to. Still running. Still trying to run. There's minimal interaction with people. We had 2 different sets of neighbors throw parties on Saturday, so I'm not sure what we're doing as a society. That's part of the problem with the United States is we don't take it seriously. In the end, I think Trump is going to get blamed for this. I think he'll probably end up losing re-election because of everything that's going to happen with the economy. You're going to have a lot of people out of work. All the Democrats have to do is twist this, that they were completely unprepared. Even though they had warning, they dissolved certain parts of the government that could have handled this. And they can win the election, regardless of who they put up, which looks like it's going to be Joe Biden. But to me, it's really going to be their game to lose unless Trump gets this turned around. There's a minimal amount of deaths, compared to even a country like Italy. But right now, we're still in the upswing. We haven't peaked yet. We don't have control of this thing at all in the U.S. And I don't think there's enough people taking it serious to get to that point. It's going to be one of the problems. So, where that guy was going. All right. Well, stay safe. Be careful, and see you for chapter 8.